Elijah, you were actually a Green Party candidate for president. Are you old enough to even buy pornography? I don't know. How did that happen?
No, I'm probably not old enough to buy pornography. I'm 17 years old.
Okay. So how'd you get on the ballot to, be considered as a delegate, as a nominee?
Well, it took a lot of hard work because there's a lot of age discrimination in our society, but I kept pushing and pushing and pushing in the Green Party, and eventually a lot of young people who are fed up with the system say, I'm going to support the young guy.
No, I'm curious, though. Don't you have to be 35 to be president?
Well, you have to be 35 to be sworn in office, but running a campaign is protected by First Amendment free speech.
So you're 17. Let me ask you, what attracted you to the Green Party? Because a lot of people who have kind of been awoken, young people this year, have been aspired to Bernie Sanders. Were you for Bernie, or you've always kind of been green?
Well, I've been green since even before the Democratic primary, but Bernie kind of woke me up a little bit. I'm a former Democrat. I was a Democrat too. I was a heavy supporter of Hillary, not just like 2 years ago. But I learned that the Democratic Party is really nothing but a corporate oligarchy party that don't stand for the working class people of this country. So I think that we need a real party like the Green Party that's going to stand for the working class people in this country, that's going to put people before profit, that's going to fight for a better economy, that's going to fight for a living condition that we all can live in and not tell lies. So,
as a young person, what do you think of the older folk, the pundits on TV, the media, the politicians who say, you guys are a bunch of kooks, you're going to elect Donald Trump by, trying to take away votes from Hillary Clinton, your ideas are communist, you've heard it before. What do you say to that?
They're fear-mongering. They're trying to make us vote for the lesser of two evils. They're trying to force us into doing it. And they do this they pull this trap in this thing every 4 years. They do it to keep us to vote for the two parties. But I'm not falling for it, and I tell everybody out there that's listening not to fall for it, because that's what they want, is us to keep voting for the same thing every 4 years. And we're not a bunch of coots. We're American citizens that are fed up and that want something different, because there has not been any change under Obama.
Now, politically speaking, if you were to run as you got older for local office, whatever it is, county commission, who knows, since Green Party obviously is a little bit harder to get elected, would you want to run as Green Party just on that's what you identify with, or would you rather run as a Democrat but make clear you're a progressive Democrat?
Well, I do think that once people see my platform, they're not going to care what party I'm in. They're going to see a man who's standing up for what he believes in.
What's your platform? Give it to us.
Well, I support lowering the voting age to 16, abolishing the Federal Reserve Bank. I support universal single-payer health care, clean and renewable energy, putting people before profit, and some reform with our financial systems in terms of banks, reforming our foreign policy where we're taking these drones out of Syria. We're not doing drone attacks in Syria. We're cutting our military budget in half and spending it on stuff like making sure housing is a human right in this country.
And also, let's keep it real, a lot of people that are your age and that look like you have been getting killed recently. I mean, older too, but a lot of young African Americans can't walk around and be safe. Dr. Stein's called for police boards to investigate all these things, but as a politician, how do you start cracking away at the institutional racism that is broader than just police departments?
Well, first thing, I want to say thank you to Dr. Stein, because as in my speech earlier before the convention, I laid out that I support community police boards. First of all, we have to understand that the system that we have now was not really meant to protect and serve the people of this country. It was originally meant to catch runaway slaves and return them to their people. So in order to have a system that's really about justice and human rights, first we have to deconstruct the police system that we have, and then we have to reconstruct a system that is actually for justice. And the community must be in control of it, not internal affairs boards, where other cops are looking at other police officers and saying, you're clear and free to go. We need the people of the community that look like that community on those boards making those decisions. So I think the next president, and hopefully that's Jill Stein, is going to do something about this. Is going to make sure that the people who are out there, the police officers that are out there killing and slaughtering people, are prosecuted.
And are you from Florida?
Yes, I'm from Florida.
Okay, so I'm sorry to ask, but how does it feel to be in the state Debbie Wasserman Schultz represents?
Well, Debbie Wasserman Schultz is my congresswoman, and she has a very good opponent named Tim Canova, who's not looking pretty good for her. Florida.
Why is that? Because there's not a lot of polling. The only poll I saw was 8%, but it was his campaign commissioned it. So there's not a lot of independent polls. Why do you think do you see movement against her there?
Well, he's the only person. He's the only candidate in that race that's campaigning. She's not campaigning at all. She's just running on name recognition. She'll go on TV, and then that's it. But he has Bernie Sanders. Tim Canova has Bernie Sanders getting ready to come into our district and campaign for him. So Debbie Wasserman Schultz needs to step aside and resign from Congress because she's...
You don't think it's enough that she had Vice President Biden come down and speak for her the other day?
It is, and she may just win. But, I think people are people are fed up with the system. And regardless of if Tim Canova actually wins the primary or not, I think he's going to have a very big say in the results. And I think that's going to have a very big impact on the future of our district and our country.
Thanks, brother.
No problem.
Appreciate it.